Like I mentioned in the last video, I just recently purchased a ton of new equipment in order to expand my mining operation, graphics cards, motherboards, power supplies, and all of that's coming in hopefully by the end of this month. But today though, I finally got some of my new graphics cards. Let me show you what I got. I finally received 4 of many of my RTX 3060 Ti's. All of them are Founders Edition, by the way, and I paid MSRP. So I got really lucky with all my purchases. Your mileage may vary, but like I said, I got lucky. I can't imagine many people can get these cards at MSRP. And they're all brand new. None of them have been mined on. None of them have been mined on. You still got the factory sealing and everything on the cards. So I have 2 of the graphics cards out, and I gotta say, man, NVIDIA does a really good job making these graphics cards. And even the box looks like super nice. It's like so much attention to detail. But oh my God, these cards feel so heavy. I had no idea that the cards themselves were made out of like complete metal. And the whole thing is basically a huge heatsink. This is awesome. This is way better than all my 1060s that I'm currently running. So I thought it'd be pretty cool if I could have you guys follow along with me as I build out my mining rig with these new graphics cards. I'm gonna be using the original motherboard that I used in the last video and expand on that. To power the rig currently, I have an EVGA 850 watt gold PSU, but this is gonna take a ton of more power. So luckily for me, I have a bunch of power supplies to choose from. I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run my EVGA 1300 Supernova G. So that's like a gold rated power supply. I think that should be enough to power all 8 of my graphics cards on this motherboard. I'm gonna run both of them simultaneously. So the game plan now is I'm going to unplug my motherboard from the power supply, and I'm going to attach my power supply adapter and pull out my other power supply and get that wired up. So now for the second part, my goal is to attach 2 of the RTX 3060 Ti Founder Edition cards to the motherboard that's already running 4 graphics cards using a second 1 to 4 PCIe adapter pinout. The reason why I decided to use this instead of just plugging them in individually is I wanted to see how many graphics cards I could actually push on this single motherboard, because I really just want to keep my costs down and I don't want to spend more money on motherboards, CPUs, and RAM. I'm going to be mounting the graphics cards on these other hooks because I would just want to see if I can fit 8 graphics cards on this one shelf. Just for one, it looks kind of cool, and 2, I really want to see how dense I can pack these graphics cards on this rig as I get more graphics cards. In order to power both the riser and the graphics card, I'm using an 8-pin to 8-pin dual splitter. This in general is just a little bit safer than running a 6-pin breakout. It's just distributing the power a little bit more, less heat, less risk of actually melting your cables. And yes, they cost a little bit more, but I'd rather just be safe than sorry, at least especially for these more power hungry RTX 3060s. All right, future snap in 3, 2, 1. And the riser is attached to a USB going all the way to the 1x4 PCIe splitter into the motherboard so I can expand my slots. All right, guys, wish me luck. I'm gonna power it in 3, 2, 1. It turns on. Oh God, I love these graphics cards. These Founders Edition 3060s are so nice. Oozing in quality. I love it. All right, let's see if the PC posts though. And we have the PC posting. So now I got 5 graphics cards attached to this rig. Let's see if it's detecting. The computer's finally picking up the new 3060 Ti. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to add another card to the rig and see if it still posts. So I'm gonna power it down and go through the process again. All right, I got the second graphics card hooked up. Man, I really can't get over how nice these cards are. They're like really nicely made. But yeah, so I have the second graphics card plugged in the exact same way into the other slot, another slot on the 1x4 PCIe splitter. Let's see if it posts. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so power is on, no smoke. Looks good, looks good. Oh, the CPU warning light turned off, so that might be a good sign. Let's see. So the rig ended up posting with 6 graphics cards. Let's see if the computer detects it. 2 RTX 3060 Ti's, great, okay, that's awesome. So let's just make sure, just to be safe, I'm going to check Task Manager. Because sometimes it shows up in the Device Manager, but the computer is actually not utilizing whatever component you plug into the computer. What happened there? Yep, PCIe risers and the splitters, man. Sometimes it takes a while for the graphics card to actually post up and be seen and registered by the computer. So sometimes you'll get black flashes like that when you plug it in for the first time. So we got all 6 graphics cards, great, sweet. So now I'm gonna add the third RTX 3060 in 3, 2, 1. All right, apologies guys for the really poor cable management. I'm kind of in a rush, so I'm trying to get this together and mining as quickly as possible so I can get back to what I was doing. The third RTX 3060 Ti is attached to the same PCIe splitter that is on the other 2 RTX 3060s. At this point though, some PCs will crap out and actually can't post more than 6 graphics cards attached to one motherboard. So we'll have to see what happens here. I'm really hoping that it'll post. Let's hope for the best. Holy hell, it's actually posting. This is crazy. So I managed to get all 7 graphics cards posting on the same motherboard using 2 PCIe splitters. Now I gotta check to see if the device is actually being detected by the rig. And let's take a look. Uh-oh. It's good to see a flash, guys. If you see the screen go black, that's a good sign. So it's not being detected right now yet. We'll just give it another minute and see the flicker. Usually it comes out, oh, there it is. Oh my God, it posted. So now I got 7 graphics cards on this same gaming motherboard. Oh, this is great. This is a really good sign. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. So it looks like there's only 6 graphics cards being used by the rig. Okay, so we're actually missing a graphics card. Even though it's displaying in the device manager, the computer's not actually utilizing it. Let's see what's going on. I actually, off camera, changed some settings in the BIOS to support as many graphics cards as possible. So Gen 1 PCIe speeds. What else did I do? I turned off, I don't know if I actually turned off any of these SATA connectors to give more PCIe lanes for the graphics cards to plug in. Okay, let's try it again. Device manager. And let's see what we got here. Nope, okay, we'll give it another couple minutes. 4, 6, 7. Yes, so the computer is detecting all 7 graphics cards. That's a really good sign. I'm really hoping that the rig isn't unstable with all these graphics cards. But like I was saying earlier, I actually managed to sell one of these graphics cards. I'm not selling it for too much, just around market price currently, the current market price for the graphics card. So I'm making some money to cover all the other graphics cards that I will have coming, because I got a buttload more of MSRP graphics cards coming in for my mining rigs. But for now, this is gonna have to go. So what I like about NiceHash Quick Miner is that they have a built-in auto-tune feature for any graphics card that's newer than a 3060 or 30 series graphics card. You can obviously dial it in more to get it more efficient, get more hash power out of it, but it's a really good way of getting in the ballpark of where you want your overclocks to be. All right, I'm gonna have to play with that auto-tune feature a little more off camera because the graphics cards were not happy. And so I won't be going over the power limits of my power supplies or the wall, so I'm not gonna be worried about actually tripping the circuit breaker. So I'm not too worried about efficiency yet. Just gotta tune it. So 200 watts, so about roughly 180 watts right now. That's not super efficient. So I'm just gonna actually manually overclock each graphics card. NiceHash, if you guys didn't know, has a really nice blog about what overclock settings work well with what graphics cards. And it's just a really good way of getting in the ballpark of what overclocks you should be getting on each graphics card. So it says right here that the 3060 Ti core clock -500, 1200 memory, 1300 watts power. That sounds about right. So let me just add those in real quick. I'm gonna select those 3. As for just getting them hashing right now, I think I'm happy with this. I'll come back at a later time and tune it a little bit more, just to eke out a little bit more performance, but for right now, 60 mega hash per card seems all right with me. I just realized that the power limit is way too high. You can get these cards all the way down to only using 130 watts each. So let's just fix that real quick. And increase our efficiency. 30. I really don't like the way that the cables are currently managed, but like I said earlier, I'm in a pretty big rush just to get it mining, just so I can start making back my money as quickly as possible. But within the next video, I'm hoping I could tidy it up and show you guys how I'm gonna be working on that, and maybe get to do that while I put on my other graphics cards that are coming in the mail. Sorry for rushing through most of the steps. I kind of have some other things I need to do, so I didn't get to explain everything that I was doing as in-depth as I wanted to. But next video, I'll be going more slow, taking my time with everything, working on cable management, and hopefully my other graphics cards will show up by then. Really banking on it, because I really want to get hashing as soon as possible just to make back my money as quickly as I can. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.